Welcome to today's video on EIA and mining EC proposals. We are focusing on the glaring violations of groundwater regulations. Will CGWA impose environmental compensation? Let's dive in. Western Coalfields Limited, WCL, has proposed an expansion of the Dinesh Makardhokra-III Opencast coal mine, OC. Capacity increased from 4.2 MTPA to 4.5 MTPA. The project covers 919.63 hectares land across 5 villages in Maharashtra. Now, as the company seeks an environmental clearance, the Expert Appraisal Committee, EAC, for the coal mine sector, constituted by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, deliberated on the project. During the deliberation, it found that WCL had a no objection certificate, NOC, from the Central Groundwater Authority for abstraction, or you can say extraction of groundwater for its purposes. And the NOC was valid up to 9th June 2021. A renewal application was filed just 2 days before the expiry of the CGWA NOC. Now let me give a little bit of background on the regulatory provisions. The CGWA has published a consolidated guidelines to regulate and control groundwater extraction in India, including the provisions from the notification dated 24th September 2020 and the amendments dated 29th March 2023. Section 11 of the notification deals with the renewal of NOC. Section 11(1), or you can say I, clearly states that the applicant shall apply for the renewal of the NOC at least 90 days prior to the expiry of its validity. In this case, WCL did not meet this timeline, instead declaring that it submitted the application 2 days before the expiry. Further, Section 11, subsection 7 of the notification states that if the project proponent fails to apply for renewal within 3 months from the date of expiry of the NOC, the proponent shall be liable, please note this liable word, for payment of environmental compensation for the period starting from the date of expiry of the NOC until the NOC is renewed by the competent authority. In this case, it is CGWA. But there is an interesting point. The NOC, the original NOC granted by CGWA to Dinesh OC, there is a condition number 19, that states that application for renewal can be submitted online from 90 days before the expiry of the NOC groundwater withdrawal, if any, after the expiry of NOC shall be illegal and liable for legal action as per provisions of Environment Protection Act 1986. Now, probably when the NOC was granted, at that point of time, the notification dated 24th September 2020 was not in force. But usually the government bodies make a clause like or as applicable, but that is not there. So provisions are conflicting. CGWA's guidelines and NOC conditions have conflicting provisions. One states non-renewal within 3 months requires environmental compensation. Another states groundwater withdrawal after NOC expiry is illegal under Environmental Protection Act 1986. This gives WCL room to maneuver with the term liable, not meaning deemed. And to my experience, I've seen that the CGWA uses these terminologies. Now, this is not an isolated incident. Enviro Annotations has previously highlighted a similar violation by SECL, Southeastern Coalfield, Dipka OC, when financially robust and large-scale organizations like WCL, SECL, these organizations blatantly disregard compliance. It undermines the entire regulatory framework. How can we expect adherence from smaller entities when these industry giants set such precedent? A critical question arises, is the CGWA genuinely committed to protecting groundwater resources, or is it shielding companies that flout groundwater rules and regulations? Another point is public hearing of Dinesh OC mine was held long back in 2010, leaving the public unaware of the current situation, current issues. However, the EC has, for the time being, deferred the EC proposal for clarity on compliance and legal actions. But the EC is also, in a way, supporting the project by not asking about the environmental compensation and the latest. They're asking about the compliance status, but they're not asking about the applicability of environmental compensation. Among the other projects deliberated, the Baranj Opencast mine project in Maharashtra was deferred for EC non-compliance. Surprisingly, the Karnataka Power Corporation Limited even lacked an environmental management cell. Meanwhile, CGWA Limited's proposal to amend EC conditions for its coal washery near KDS mines in Jharkhand, which includes extending stock storage from 1 day to 30 days and allowing rejects to be transported to various consumers by rail or road, remains deferred due to so-cause notice for non-compliance and the need for additional information regarding coal incubation periods and storage regulations. Radiant coal beneficiations expansion proposals in Chhattisgarh were recommended for EC grant. NTPC Mining's Pakri Barwadihi coal mine project in Jharkhand's EC amendment was recommended, allowing coal transfer until 2024 through road. WCL's Mogoli Nirguda extension Deep OC mine in Maharashtra got approval for transport of coal by road until June 2025. So to conclude, compliance and enforcement issues highlight systematic problems in groundwater regulation as well as environmental clearance regime, because EC conditions are also not complied and groundwater regulations are also not compliant. Is the CGWA genuinely protecting groundwater or shielding the violators? Is the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change going to impose environmental compensation in case of violations in the EC condition by the projects? Stay tuned for updates on such critical issues. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel for more environmental updates.